We got Dr. Rand Paul, RandPaul2010.com's the Exploratory Committee. So be sure and check that out. I wanted to give out a phone number, but his office isn't big enough yet to be able to take that. So we'll give you a mailing address for our 20-30% of the audience that doesn't have computers and wants to be able to write to him or send a donation. But I wanted to finish up with you in a few minutes we have right now, sir. Talking about this DHS report. I know people had trouble believing it. I did too. And then I called the FBI numbers on it and they said, yeah, that's ours. Where'd you get it? And the MIAC report we got from two separate state police officers. And then I called the number and they said, yeah, where'd you get it? But the moral is we fought back and now they're having congressional hearings. The guy in the state police that issued it with the feds in Missouri had to step down. They're having to apologize because they have to tell these lies about Ron Paul supporters basically being terrorists in the dark. And I think it was a wake-up call to America that this whole Homeland Security thing is about the government suppressing the will of the people and bringing in tyranny, that they've been using this threat of terrorism as a pretext.
Yeah, the other interesting thing, and I'm not sure if anybody's found this in any other states, have we found any other states that are doing this? Did Missouri think of this all by themselves, or did this come from DHS in Washington?
No, this was written by DHS, and this is in North Carolina, Virginia, Texas. We basically have these from every state.
And they all had sort of the same thing that they were doing in Missouri?
Well, see, I've been breaking these, and others have for 13, 14 years. This one just got attention for some reason. Yes, it's all basically the same.
Yeah, it's kind of scary when we're profiling our own citizens.
Well, here's what I wanted to tell you while we had you. Well, Wayne Paul, your uncle was up at in the Fed thing with us in Dallas while your father was down in Houston, and we got the secret Army report and then called and they confirmed it. Did you know Army intelligence was spying on your dad and your uncle and me in Texas? And that document, you can just Google in the Fed protesters watched by Army, and that you can call that, sir, and the Army will admit. And it said, don't let them know you're military. They could terror attack you. And it says, watch out. We're vicious. And does that sound like freedom to have the Army watching your dad?
No, and it really is kind of a sad state of affairs that you can't gather publicly and in peace and protest against the policies of your government without fear of people spying on you.
Well, it shows me the private Federal Reserve's in the wrong, and they're scared of us. They're scared of our liberty movement.
Well, I think one of the things you could see in the eyes of Bernanke the last time my father grilled him in committee was that there's a difference in tone. He's always been polite and deferential to my father, but with that last grilling, he's starting to think something might happen, that we might actually take some power away from the Federal Reserve. So I think they're being even more deferential in their treatment of him because they really think he now might have the votes to cut off their unlimited power.
And your father, last time he was on 2 weeks ago, said that he believes that he may be in danger as he continues. These people don't play games. Your father has a lot of courage, and he needs our support and prayers, and we commend you, Dr. Rand Paul, for your fine work as well, and need you to follow in his footsteps, so please run for Senate. Give us the mailing address for folks that want to support that way.
If you want to mail something to me at 1332 Andrea Street, Andrea, Bowling Green, Kentucky, 42104, and it's Rand Paul for U.S. Senate Exploratory Committee.
Give it out again, please.
Rand Paul for U.S. Senate Exploratory Committee, 1332 Andrea Street, Bowling Green, Kentucky, 42104. And the address is also on the website, if people see it on the website, randpaul2010.com.
All right, we salute you and your family's courage. We're firmly behind you and beside you. Go with God, Dr. Rand Paul.
Thank you, Alex. Bye.
All right, there he goes. Take care. We shall continue on the other side with all the financial news, your phone calls, and a lot more. The resistance continues.
The world appears to be on the brink of collapse. Experts say a pinch of heirloom vegetable seed could soon be the most valuable resource on Earth because it will provide healthy food now and every year after. Survivalistseeds.com now has the Heirloom Garden Seed Time Capsule, allowing you to store your seeds for the future anywhere, even underground, for 100 years. The Heirloom Garden Seed Time Capsule can withstand 3 tons of weight, is 100% rodent-proof, waterproof, and comes with a whopping 6,000 healthy vegetable seeds from 20 varieties that will grow anywhere in the USA. Unless you trust the government, The Heirloom Garden Seed Time Capsule and Heirloom Seeds from SurvivalistSeeds.com is your long-term food solution. Our competition charges 10 cents to $1.25 per seed for these same heirloom varieties. But you can now have a head of lettuce, a bundle of carrots, a basket of tomatoes, a giant watermelon, and 16 other varieties for about a penny a seed each. Be prepared. Buy your heirloom seeds today from SurvivalistSeeds.com and have food insurance for your family forever. Visit SurvivalistSeeds.com. SurvivalistSeeds.com is owned by Big John Lipscomb, host of the Don't Tread on Me radio show.